Welcome everybody, it's Tractor Chute here for another great game of StarCraft 2, and it is late night tonight. In the lower left hand corner, playing as the Red Zerg, we got ourselves a very fast freaking game, I'll tell you that much. We have ourselves Princess Leia playing for Team WRNKLY, and scouting that out, you do see it is the Blue Terran playing in the upper right hand corner. It is McMerlin be playing as the Blue Terran. Should be a decent game. We have some new submitters. McMerlin already planted down the engineering bay, halfway built to prevent that hatchery from going down there. Apparently the opponent is oblivious to the engineering bay. He's going to sit there and wait for the engineering bay to get up and leave. McMerlin says no. He comes over there to lay a little arse whooping down there, forces that drone to get out of there. So very well done there. Good delay. Do have our hatch. Hatch basically went down about the 12 mark there, so not looking to do any sort of a rush. McMerlin, in the meantime, he is going to macro the heck out of this game here. Already getting himself with a good old expo out. Very well done. Pulling up the proto tab here, you do see we do have the engineering bay with the command center, so nothing out of the ordinary as of yet, other than the fact that we do have a massively quick expansion out of McMerlin. Do like to see that, and he realized he could do that with that scouting intellect, seeing that his opponent was going for an expansion, and also being able to scout out the timing of that pool. In the meantime, there does look like Princess Luna, sorry, not Leia, Princess Luna has got herself down a nice little hatchery over here. I'm pretty sure it is a guy. I don't think girls play StarCraft as far as I know, but then again, that could be sexist. It does look like McMerlin. In the meantime, it's going to wall off his main. Not too sure why after he did plant the expansion. Usually you want to block off this, but to each their own. I mean, it doesn't hurt at all to get that done there. So we'll get the engineering bay / barracks down there. So nice early engineering bay. Not too sure if he's going to use it for upgrades or might use it to lay down the good old planetary fortress. We'll soon find out. In the meantime, his opponent here, Princess Luna, has got her overlords in really good positions there. So he is scouting out the third as well as putting one right in the main base there. In the meantime, has elected not to touch that engineering bay. You see McMerlin did put some more hit points on it, so very well done there. He also has 3-3 on the gas, so fairly decent on the gas early in the game. Both these guys looking to build up a little bit of a gas bank. In the meantime, McMerlin has finished the expansion off. Is going to get himself a Marine, which will at least be able to chase out that good old scouting overlord here. In the meantime, we are putting more overlords on the map. I do like to see that, especially in the lower level leagues. Very well done to use your overlords for scouting. In the meantime, there, McMerlin doing a little bit of a SCV transfer here, getting down into the expo. And planetary, that's exactly what we're being used. Also has the orbital, so very well done by McMerlin. Do like to see that. And there we go. We'll finally take out that engineer base to allow him to get his third down there. In the meantime, there, McMerlin is well aware of that, seeing the engineer being going down, so does know the timing of it, and has to maybe assume his opponent has already got the second down at a different location. So good intellect coming out of McMerlin so far here with this plan, with the placement of that engineering bay. Also has the planetary, which should be able to fend off this base if all goes well. We'll get a kill on the overlord, or might not get a kill on the overlord. I do believe he could have squeaked him right underneath that tree. That Marine is very confused. He's going to head back there, back and forth. We're going to plant the barracks down on the ground there to wall off that ramp a little bit there. So very well done. Very good placement, building placement of McMerlin. I will say, looking decent, my good man. And I will tell you the rate or the league of these guys, because you will see it. We haven't seen it in a few days. It is Silver League Superheroes. So we will get another one of these babies going up here. You guys should enjoy that. I might try and get one more up tonight. We'll soon see. Either that or I'll get 2 to 3 up tomorrow. We'll find out. Depends how I feel. It's very late my time. You got to realize I live in Western Canada, which kind of sucks for the majority of the world because you guys are all way ahead of the time. So like I say, everything that I post is at least 3 hours plus for the East Coast. So we'll take a look here. It does look like McMerlin has finished the factory. That SCV deserved a little bit of a coffee break there and moves out a little bit. So we are looking at the... Is that just a single barracks we have on the field so far? Yes, it is the one barracks and one good-looking factory on the map here. Meanwhile, at the other end, what do we have down here? We got a roach worn down. We have layer technology coming as well here. So not looking too bad. Didn't expand after taking out the engineer bay, but at least eliminated it at the very least. Princess Luna not looking too bad over here, getting some pretty good larva injects, so very well done there. Good positioning on both of her overlords. Should start calling it a him. I really should. Also has this bunker up here if need be. Not building a ton of units by no means. Just building on the one barracks there. He is going 1-1-1, so it is going right into a starport. So very well done there. Factory's going to plant itself down on the outside there, keeping vision on the very outskirts of his base. So very well done there as well. Has himself only with 6 SCVs at the top. There might want to get a few more mining up there. It would be very helpful. But either way, it does look like we are getting the upgrades for our roaches. So it looks like we are going to get into roaches somewhat heavy here. So not looking too bad here. Is also getting the movement speed of his overlords. I'm sorry, actually not too aware of that upgrade at all times. That is movement speed on the good old overlords here. Taking a look at the units tab, you can see we do have 2 roaches, 6 dogs, and 3 marines on the map. Nobody with any sort of threatening army early in the game, as both of you guys have gone pretty macro heavy. Does look like this SCV also deserves a little bit of a coffee break after building 2 of those nice little spy depots. That is when you earn your break for McMerlin team here. Taking a look up here, he's got himself up to 9 SCVs on the minerals there, 3 on each of the gas. Also has some turrets laid out there, so very well done. Tech Lab is down here, and he is actually going with the Ravens, it looks like. Extra energy for the Ravens, and getting himself a second starport. So it looks like we're going to get fairly decent, or a little bit heavy on the Ravens anyways here. Heavy in saying he definitely wants to commit to building at least 2 or 3 of them, I'd have to imagine here. So we'll soon find out here. Both these guys are going to macro the heck out of this game for a little bit here. Do have 250 for the gas there, or for money there saved up. So both these guys are actually spending pretty good there. McMerlin's spending faster than he can mine apparently there, so very well done. If you want to take a look at the income tab, you can see they're very even with PrincessLuna. Was at a little bit of a lead, but McMerlin comes back with the good old dropping of the mules, so very well done there. And are we getting a third? We are getting a third starport out, a 4th starport. McMerlin is not pissing around, I will say that much here. Also gets himself out a Banshee. Down the other end, creep spread is very magnificent, especially for Silver League. I will say that is very good creep spread, almost halfway across the map. Getting building armor, not used all the time, but McMerlin is going to get that there. There's the speed for the banelings there, so we are getting some baneling speed out. Do have 10 roaches on the production tab as well here. And take a look over here. Does look like Banshee's ready to do a little bit of harassment. Doesn't have any sort of cloak, but at the very least might get in the middle line and maybe get a few drone kills here. Do have 1 Overlord on the outskirts there. I don't know how he found that pathway to get through. Maybe he's map hacking. That was incredible. Goes right between everything there. He did actually go past this Overlord. Not too sure if that Overlord's seen him, but either way did avoid the one on the outskirts. So very good path for McMerlin. And now he's going to plant himself over there and relax. Don't know if he's waiting for a second one to get in there, or if he's maybe macroing and microing and going like crazy. Looking at the APM, just to give you an idea, it's 55 to 45. So fairly standard, if anything, a little bit on the high end for Silver League. So very well done by these two. We'll give them that much. And there we go. Now you can start seeing the Raven count build itself up there. Planetary's going down there, so very well done there. Or another command center, sorry. 2 more command centers. So we're going to get deucers on the command centers coming out the main base here. In the meantime there, he does look like he's going to move out here. Queen does scout it, so he does know what's coming now. Of course, he doesn't have anything other than Queens, but Queens will do a good job, especially on 1 Banshee. Should have no problems in eliminating this threat by keeping his Queen in the middle line there. And does exactly what's going to happen. And the Spire is down. I hope McMerlin moves over to scouting that Spire there. He does not see it, does not have vision of the Spire, so that could be big trouble for McMerlin. In the meantime, he did elect to bring his all-ground army over here to maybe view the killing. I'm not entirely sure why. Very well done, PrincessLuna. I guess you can move your whole army there. The F2 command is very helpful. And I will say I use it more often than not. Even if I don't have anti-air, I might do the same thing, and we'll give you that. Look at this full wall off McMerlin. Definitely doesn't want anybody getting in his mineral line there. All the supply depots with the bunker and the barracks going down there. In the meantime, the opponent is getting a fairly hefty ground army. I would be a little bit fearsome of this. We are also getting our good old pre-igniter here, so we're going to get some blue flame out for the Hellions. So we're probably going to see some Hellions pretty quick, I would have to guess. And it is straight Raven coming out of here. This is a very interesting build out of McMerlin. Going heavy on the Raven. I like to see this actually. The Ravens can basically attack anything. The seeker missiles, the turrets, as well as the point defense drones there. So definitely a very all-round good unit. And there we are, planting down our missile turrets all over the place. Maybe he's assuming we're going to start seeing some mutas there, as he didn't actually see the building, but might actually be guessing here, which would be fairly decent guess out of him. Either way, it's probably pretty handy to have turrets in your base. We do have 3 mutas on the field, as well as the 21 roaches. So very heavy on the roach count. But if we take a look, we're at 7 Ravens, 1 good old Viking, and 4 Marines. So not looking overly bad there. Does have the 1 Viking out. Basically going to use him for scouting around, getting a few Overlord kills here and there. Like to see that fairly advanced maneuver. And we'll use the double command center for saturating a base. So very well done, McMerlin. Looking like he knows what he's doing. He's played this game once or twice. I will say that much here. Meanwhile, his opponent here does have 3 bases, and they're all very healthy with miners here. And the creep spread is covering a good portion of the map, could be a good third of the map altogether, and halfway across the map with it there. So very well done there. And we are going to plant down a crop ton more turrets here. So looking good here. There's that creep spread continue to go out there. He does see exactly where it is. He knows exactly how far across the map he is. So we'll have to start making a move pretty quick, because he got to realize his opponent's probably going to move out here. 10 Vikings on the field. Very interesting. And they look like they're ready to go get some food here. Look at them go. Wowzer. It is time to go eat up some Zerg here. We're going to move ourselves across the map to the upper left-hand corner. Vikings doing his job, taking out another one of these Overlords. May actually get close, well, actually won't get close at all. Supply blocking his friend here. So it is 154 to 92. but of course he's got the heavy-duty Ravens, so we can forgive him from being down a food count. His opponent has a very heavy Roach army. Very interesting here to see what's going to happen. Also mixing in the Banelings. I do like his mix of units here between the Mutas, Roaches, and Banelings. Very decent build, but at the same time, I am so intrigued by McMerlin's build here. I'm kind of curious how this is going to go for him. Here goes the turrets, all dropped in the middle line. They're going to do a lot of damage in the middle line, and there's not a lot he can do. He does have a few of those Mutas there, but of course, you start seeing secret missiles there, devastating the Mutas. And that would be the last thing he wants to see here. And there they are. The Mutas are going to chase him. There's one secret missile going up. You see, basically kills most of them there, or at least takes him down to barely any hit points. Drops another one down. So very good laydown of the secret missile. He's going to come in and try and drop a few more in this army here. By the looks of it here, he is sitting right in the outskirts there. Might elect to. No, he is actually going to stay on the outskirts there. Did his job, took out a lot of those workers, so very well done by McMerlin. He is going to retreat out there fully. Ravens need a speed upgrade, I will say that much here. Take a look at the worker skill, 16, so did a lot more damage than it may have seemed there. So very well done between the secret missiles and turrets. McMerlin looking good so far here, but at the same time, opponent is building up his army very decently, and if he does move in, McMerlin can't plant down the secret missiles, nor the turrets in good locations. Could be big trouble. Finally, Hydralisks are going to be the elected choice to take along these Ravens, so very well done by getting the hybrids, getting the groove spines, as well as the good old muscular augments to make them go a little bit faster when they're not on that creep spread, which is absolutely magnificent. Look at that, almost 3/4 of the way across the map here. Meanwhile, it looks like these guys have decided they quit, and they're going to freaking stand on the side of the map here and flaunt themselves to whatever wants to kill them here. So they're going to stand out there for no reason. But in the meantime, there he is going to continue to saturate this base. And apparently, he is not going to use that to expand. We are basically guarding this with everything we can. We have double planetary and a shit ton of turrets here. So that is definitely going to be well defended for quite a while here. In the meantime, there's some good old mule drops. Take a look at the other end of the map here. He is still heavy into these good old Ravens here, building some more, getting some more supply depots as he realizes he's getting close to being blocked. Supply block there, also getting some vehicle plating too there. Take a look, he has gone 2 Hellbats, so very well done by McMerlin. So Hellbats will be the choice here. 8 Hellbats, 11 Ravens, and 4 Marines. Meanwhile, we only have the 5 Hydralisks on the other end, but we are up to 9 Mutas and 24 Roaches on the field here. So it does look like Ravens have got their hunger again, and they're ready to move out 15 of them all together. This could be absolutely devastating depending what kind of engagement they get in and who's got the quicker of the hotkeys. Mainly Merlin's going to need the quicker of the hotkeys, being as he is using Ravens here. And there we go. We have found out what they're going to do. It's going to be a double command center. Not too sure if he's planning them there for planetaries in that location, or if he's going to fly them out, but we're soon going to find out here. We will follow you around McMerlin, see what you're looking up to here. Meanwhile, PrincessLuna over here has not elected to move. I thought she was actually going to move her army. Has the double Evo down, and the upgrades are going to start pumping up here, finishing up the last upgrade of the Hydras here. And here he seems to start dropping turrets right around this little hatchery here. Wants to try and save as much energy as he can. It's really worth the kills. They do bring the dogs over there, not too sure why. That's probably wasting dogs if you ask me. And here's the army. Now this is where he's going to want to start using the energy. He's going to want to start seeing secret missiles. That is a very big bundle of and that's a bundle of everything in here. There we go. Secrets going down. That is very well done. 2 secrets animated. 3, 4 secrets. Wow, just massacring this army. Look at the food count just dissipate. That is amazing. We are now up 188 to 35. Wow, you really see what secret missiles do. That's absolutely incredible, my good man. You're gonna massacre this army with just straight Ravens. This is absolutely unbelievable. Very well done. Does end up taking on most of that army. Might look like McMerlin's got himself a fairly decent lead, and they're all going after the turrets for some reason. He's really wasting himself on inexpensive units for McMerlin. McMerlin, in the meantime, has elected to start moving his Hellbats up. These Hellbats are very bound up blue point. That's what he's blue playing for here. They have 1 for their plating upgrade. They're going to start pushing across. I don't think his opponent's going to like this at all, as he's going to be in great big trouble. All those turrets still sitting down at the other end. There also has 8 Ravens still on the field here. So he's going to start moving these in here, see what kind of damage he can do. We don't have any more Mutas on the field, so he's got absolutely nothing that can cover off these Hellbats with no sort of repercussions. He's going to let him get right in here. Fairly quickly here. He's going to get a lot of damage. Especially that chip plating upgrade. They're already having enough hit points here. They're really going to go to work. Starting to go on Roaches. Roaches is a decent counter. So Hydras are going to get in there. Hydras are well faster. Might be working. He's got 30 of them on the map up there. Very well done. They're definitely not all down to the 10th map. But does end up taking on most of that front line. Is up 168 to 160. Also has the rest of them melting away on this little hatchery here. They're going to try and come down and try and fend this off. Fend there wants to a couple more attacking it. Very well done there. Now they're going to push pretty hard here. Should be able to get it before he gets pulled the hatchery. Or maybe they'll back off. He might actually get the hatchery. If they back off, they're going to continue to on it much more here. So very well done. Still has no more upgrades than the 1 for plating. And it does look like the good old Ravens are ready to go to work again here. So finally does bring down the rest of the army, takes out the rest of those Hellbats. Still has 20 of them sitting back at his base, so they'll be ready to go at any point in time. Meanwhile, these Ravens here are going to leave around that nice building hatchery. Now we're going to start dropping turrets down absolutely everywhere here. So very well done here. This will definitely distract those ground units here. And are we going to see any more secret missiles? I would have to imagine. If not, he is looking to retreat. And maybe he'll let the turrets do most of his work here. And they're actually doing not too bad of a job. And he is going to retreat out of there. No more secrets here. Actually did have something down here. Yes, he did drop one turret on there. Enough to take it out. But either way there, doesn't really clean this up here and has lost the food count even more. Bigger gap there, 189 to 111. So McMerlin looking pretty good here. Opponent's really got to figure out what he wants to do here. Maybe go right into a heavy muta and try and micro out of those good old secret missiles. I'm not entirely sure how he's going to handle this here. Or maybe even get into a Broodlord war with them there, get some Broodlords and Corruptors and kind of match them up. I really don't know, my good man, but apparently he's looking to start putting pressure on. He's got to start putting pressure on McMerlin here, as McMerlin's having his way with them. Keeps coming in and out, losing a lot of inexpensive turrets. And here we go. He's going to let you go up into the double planetary here, and this could be a little bit of trouble. Does he have any repairing SCVs? You might want to get him over there fairly quick there. Planetary trying to do as much damage, only one firing at a time. So he might actually end up taking out that planetary. We try and move away into the second planetary, and these are going to be the repairing SCVs. And that planetary is just doing too much. Planetary so OP. Wow. We didn't have to drop some secrets, at least try to get some secrets in there. Hellbats get in there, they chase him out of there. He is up to 200 food and is ready to put this nail in the coffin here. He can start pushing himself across the map here, cleaning up as much creep spread as he can, as Raven supplying that vision on the creep. Or on the creep tumors there. So there we go. Army is actually going to elect to engage this here. Don't think that's the most intelligent move. There's no reason he has the army to do so. And looking at his upgrades, only has one. And looking at McMerlin, he is just staying very even on upgrades. Lee's going to believe these Hellbats are going to clean out here. They are doing just that there. Tries to get them all bunched in there. Making more of a little bunches of those fire to burn teams. That was the best of moves there. But either way, we'll end up cleaning that up. Still down in food count 174, 172 to 101. So McMerlin looking pretty good there. It does elect to put down a good old seeker. Ouch! And that probably hurt a little bit there, if you ask me. That was not very well done by not seeing that for a good PrincessLuna. And PrincessLuna is going to stand around here, relax for a little bit here, and is sticking to the Hydra Roach build here. Hasn't really been working so far, for why not continue it, right? Here comes some more Hellbats here. They're going to push their way across the map. Take a look at them there. They're still sitting on the same upgrades, so haven't elected to get any more upgrades there. And is trying to hit them from the high ground here, trying to do any kind of damage he can do, really. It's not going to do a whole heck of a lot, especially when you only have one Hydra that's up there. But either way, does see the Hellbats there. Oh, that'll do a lot there if the Hellbats are going to stand there. So Hellbats know exactly where they are. In the meantime there, this Roach Hydra's just going to stand around up there, flaunt themselves, take out one of those turrets at the very least. Not the turrets were doing a whole lot of good. In the meantime, there are two Hellbats are going to elect to get killed over here. I do like to see the pronged attacks there. Two-pronged attacks, especially in the lower leagues or in any leagues, are very handy there. Does keep your opponent distracted, which is exactly what it's doing. Forces the entire army way over this phase here. They'll end up cleaning that up there, so we'll maintain that hatchery. So very well done here. And if we do take a look there, it does look like we are almost back up to 200 for food for McMerlin, so I'd have to imagine he's going to head out pretty soon here. And battle cruisers are going to be his joining force. Take a look at the good old APM tab. You can see they have actually upped at 68 to 66, so not looking overly bad there. Income tab does look like... It looks like PrincessLuna doesn't have anything mining. Well, there you go. So PrincessLuna in quite a bit of trouble there. She really doesn't have anything mining at all here. Needed to keep that drone count up there, but has got himself still in layer technology. A little bit surprised there, but the infestation pit, of course, with the few infestors it hasn't really been used at all. But either way, did have infestors in his army there. And take a look at the good old counter. You do see the 2 Zerglings, 4 Hydralisks, and 28 Roaches. So very heavy on the Roach count there. And we are up to 4 BCs on the map here. And is he going to continue with that? Just going to be BC slash good old Ravens here. And he is continuing with it exactly. So we'll have 2 more coming out. We'll give him 6. So looking pretty skookum as far as his army compilation goes. I will give him that much. Take a look at the upgrades. They're very heavy on the upgrades. He has 2 for the armor, 1 for the weapon, so not looking overly bad here. And we're just going to sit back and relax. See the little nice spin by the Raven here, as one of these guys will probably attack at some point there. 200 food for McMerlin is probably a good sign to move out here. Hotkeying all his units, as you can see there. And he is ready to move here. We're going to push ourselves across the map here. Should have no troubles. His opponent ran out of money and really didn't drone up very heavily. Had himself 29 drones, and that's it on the map there. You can see his minerals aren't there. So he's going to go to work here. Don't know if this is going to be enough to scare his opponent once he sees those battle cruisers here. We'll soon find out. Hydralisks don't really care for battle cruisers. I will tell you that much. Battle cruisers were massacred through that there. And he is going to go to work here. Here we go. BC is going to go to work. Secret missile is going to go down as well here. You can see him planted on the good old hive. Let's end the roach here. Here we go. Double goes in there. Takes a fair portion of the army of anyways here. And we are going to continue to go to work here. Still not dropping down any sort of turrets, but Battle Cruise are going to do all the work for him here. Battle Cruise is going to work here. He says, yes, I love you in good games. So very well done by Princess Luna. I give my congrats to you, McMerlin, though. My condolences to you, Princess Luna. I'll leave you with this. If you ain't wearing the right armor, please wax my car. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.